will actually be an in-depth video. I'm going to be explaining in details how you can literally start a simple business online with just your smartphone. You don't need any complicated tool to get started, just a smartphone and basic tools I'll be explaining in this video. So if you've been thinking on how to go into an online business and you really do not know how to get started, then this video will be a perfect guide for you, 100% guide for you. So basically, I'm going to be explaining four simple steps that you can literally use to start an online business with just your phone. Yes, I'm using the phone so that you don't give an excuse that I don't have laptop to get started. Just with your phone and you are 100% good to go. So the first step we are going to be following through to get to our desired result is this. Basically, the number one is finding your niche. Finding your niche is the number one. And two, the basic tools you actually need to get started. Three, your branding, which is very, very fundamental. And number four is getting your first client, your first paying customer or client. I'll be explaining the simple step-by-step procedures you can literally use to get your first client that will pay you $1,000, $500 for just a particular gig. So the very first step now we want to accomplish right now is starting your business. So your business idea. So what are we talking about? Now, I don't want you to go about start seeking on what to do or which kind of business to get started with. I have a very simple business model that works right now. Okay. So the business model we are going to be leveraging right now is writing product description for businesses and for brands, for small businesses and for small brands. Writing product descriptions for businesses and for small brands. So what does writing product description really means? Now, it is simple. Writing a product description that sells. Writing sales copy for businesses that helps them sell their product. So it's very simple to do. And with tools like ChatGPT, you can come up with a simple and a very persuasive sales or product description for any product or for any service. So what you have to do in such businesses is just writing product description, maybe 200 words, 500 words, or 300 words. But the aim of it is to sell that particular product. So for instance, now, if a client meets you now and says, oh, a business assistant meets you now and says, okay, say I want you to write me a product description for this bag specifically, for a bag specifically. Now you have to come up, you maybe based on the design of the bag, you have the color, you have the size, you have the what should I call it? Who is meant for? Is it for female or for male? So you have to write everything in detail about that bag or about that product. And you write it in such a way that it will persuade somebody to buy it. That is the end goal of writing a product description for any product. Now you write it in a way that it will persuade somebody to buy it or to pay the cost of the vendor or the producer of that product. So the goal of a product description writer is basically to write sales message or description for a particular product that persuades somebody or someone to buy a particular product. So the business idea you are starting with right away is writing product description for businesses, small brand with just your smartphone. And with the help of ChatGPT, you can do that as simple as possible. Now, the next part of this video is the tools you will actually need to get started. Like I've already mentioned, you need ChatGPT. It's very, very fundamental for this kind of business. You don't have to crack your head to come up with maybe 200 words, 300 words about a product. All you just have to do is to copy or to write down the detailed description of that product and put it on ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT to help you come up maybe with 200 words, 500 words product description for the particular product you are trying to write the description for. So you maybe the color side, the bag color is red, the size is maybe anyhow, or the whoever the product is designed for. Everything must be stated clearly so that ChatGPT will be able to come up with a detailed description for that product. Now the next thing also, or the next tool you need right away is Canva. You need Canva basically for your design to really build your brand, You can come up with a logo, you can come up with maybe a cover image for your social media profile. Now, this might be optional actually. Yes, since you're a beginner, it might be optional, but you will need it for your flyer design. Yes, flyer design is very fundamental to showcase what you can do. So you need Canva for your flyer design. There are other tools also you will need. You will need CapCut to do video editing. You see video editing, video now is very fundamental right now. For any business to grow, you need video. Yes, regardless of the kind of business you do, when you actually need video. So you need CapCut. You can use the free version. If you don't have money for the pro version, you can use the free version and you start editing simple cut and join, adding sounds and animation and everything to make the video look a little bit catchy. All right, so it's very, very fundamental, and CapCut is also needed. So we've talked about ChatGPT, we've talked about Canva, we've talked about CapCut. Now there are also other tools like Grammarly. You can use Grammarly to proofread your work before sending it to clients. So those are some basic tools you actually need. Now the next thing which is very, very important, the next thing here which is very, very important is your branding. Your branding. So we've talked about using Canva to brand yourself. Yes, to have your flyer design, your logo design, your cover image design, and so on. So your branding is not just the logos and the flyer and the images. It is your message. Your message. Now, while I was doing a video on this some time ago, I used a particular message which is very clear, that you just have to update your bio. A right product description for businesses that makes customer begs to buy from them. That is a very clear message. You write product description for businesses that makes customer begs to buy from them, or make prospect begs to buy from. That is a very clear message. So if someone comes to your bio or to your social media profile, he or she will just see that on your bio. It is very clear. They will not mistake you for anything else. That is what you just do. Basically, you write product description for businesses that helps or makes customer begs to buy from them. So when they see that, they'll know that you are very serious with what you do. So branding is very fundamental, and your messaging also. You see, your messaging, the kind of content you create. Yes, content is very fundamental. You don't create random content since you are trying to build a business. You don't create random content since you are trying to build a business. So you must be familiar with how to create educative, informative, and entertaining content. Also will play a very pivotal role in building your brand. But you should learn how to create informative content, educative content, and entertaining content that position you as a trusted authority. Is very fundamental. You don't have to joke with this, right? Learn how to create content that revolves around this area. It will help to position you as a trusted authority, and it will help you to build a very reputable brand. Most people sometimes they really want to sell, but they don't know how to sell. So sales online does not come by posting buy from us, or we sell this, or we offer this service. You must learn how to strategically position yourself. You must learn that. It is very, very fundamental. And it all boils down to the kind of content you create. A person who creates random content is actually not building any brand. That is 100% fact, right? If you are creating random content, you are not building any brand. So focus basically in creating educative content, informative content, also entertaining content, but strategically pointing people back to what you're doing. All right, you are creating entertaining content, but you are indirectly pointing people back to what you are doing. So that is the simplest way you can use to build a brand for your business. Now, the final one here, which is very fundamental, getting your first customer or your first client. Getting your first customer or your first client. Now, if you don't have money to run sponsor ads, yes, if you don't have money to run sponsor ad to create awareness for your brand or for your business, this is a simple strategy you can use. All right, there are businesses around you, maybe in your locality or maybe in where you stay. You can go to them. Maybe you go to a graphic designer to design a flyer for you, a very simple flyer that you can use, stating your offers there clearly and your phone number, your contact details, and you give to them. I help businesses to write product description that helps prospects to buy from them, begs to buy from them, and you give to them. That is cold, or should I call it cold DMing? That is actually not DMing. That is one-on-one interaction. So you meet the person one one-on-one. That is one strategy, meeting businesses and telling them this is what you do, this is what you do. You can help them 10x their business. You can help them get more customers. And if the way, depending on how you present yourself, they will definitely want your service. So that is one strategy. The two strategy here is actually sending DMs, inboxing prospect, people who you know potentially they need your services, but they don't really know that they need your services. So you cold DM them. Yes, you craft a message. You can go to ChatGPT and explain yourself that I'm so and so person. I do this kind of business. Help me come up with the best cold DM message that I can send to a client that will make them want my service, and explain what you're doing so that ChatGPT will be able to come up with a proper DM message. So once ChatGPT comes up with the DM message, all you just have to do is to copy and you send to a prospective, maybe client or a customer. That is cold DMing. So like we say that if you don't have money for ads, those are just simple strategy you can use. All right. So do not just wait on hope or say, let me just build gradually with time. Maybe someone will find me. No, you can start interacting or engaging with people who you know actually need your services. So you have to build yourself very well so that once they come to your profile, they know that this person is actually real. This is the kind of thing he does. They will know that you are credible so they can do business with you. So getting your first client, those are simple strategy you can use. Meet customers or prospect one-on-one, or you can cold DM them. The next thing, which is also fundamental, build a very reputable portfolio online. Build a very reputable portfolio online. This is also fundamental, right? You have to build a very reputable portfolio online. You might not use a good software to build it, or you might not use a website. You can use Google Doc. I taught some time ago how to build a portfolio using Google Doc. Yes, it's simple to do. It's free to use. All right, so you can just use it. Put your services, list all your services on a particular Google Doc. Yes, a document or a page. List all your services there. Maybe if you have images, you can upload the images there. If you have your previous work, or you can just do any previous work, any work for an example, and you post it also there. Make it look very well. And when a customer needs maybe he or she asks for your portfolio, you just copy the link and you send to them, and they can access it anywhere. So it's very simple to do. Have a very clear and a very persuasive portfolio. Is so fundamental. So we've just run around the 4 simple ways you can leverage to build a simple online business with just your smartphone. First one, we've talked about finding your niche, which I just help you discover the best niche, which is to write product description for businesses, whether it's physical product or digital product. And we also went to the second one, which we talked about the tools you need. We talked about Canva, we've talked about ChatGPT, Grammarly, and some CapCut also for your video editing. We've also talked about branding, which is also a fundamental ways to build your brand online. Branding is so fundamental. Then we've talked about getting your first client, which is also the basics of it. So in case you gain value from this video and you have any question, you can go ahead and ask in the comment section. And if you want to learn more, if you gain any value from this video, just go ahead, hit the subscribe button, and also turn on the notification bell so you get notified when we drop new videos. I'll be seeing the subsequent videos. Bye for now. Thank you.